perfect, but your outfit can be. Good evening and a warm welcome to all floor ladies and our online viewers. I welcome you all to the much awaited Teet on fashion from the most adored and extremely charming blogging queen, straight from the streets of fashion, Mrs. Masoom Minawala. Fashion is a multi-billion-dollar industry that has considerable impact on the way people dress and impress themselves. Here is where fashion blogging comes to our rescue in giving us tips on how to dress up relevant, impressive, and creative. Be it for your business meetings, brunches, Diwali parties, social events, or holiday pictures. These are social blogs on Instagram and other platforms that cover fashion and lifestyle from the largest fashion design houses of Paris, London, Tokyo to the smallest independent traditional designers of India. Masoom is someone who has nailed the Indian blogging industry since 2010 and is representing India globally as an influencer, creator, and a digital entrepreneur in fashion and style. Today's session is going to be an eye opener for all those aspiring to become a fashion influencer or add the style quotient to themselves and their wardrobe. I would like to introduce Rashi Gupta. She's someone who enjoys fashion and loves to travel. She believes that being beautiful is being fit. She understands the importance of education and volunteers frequently to teach the underprivileged children. She, also with her daughter, Ananya, started Pebble Wave, an art with cause platform. I would like to call upon our chairperson, Mrs. Manat Kothari, to invite our event sponsor, Mrs. Pooja Tuli.
We take great pride in introducing our sponsor for the day, Pooja Tulli. Is a well-known name in the commercial world of beauty and makeup, a keen learner, a dedicated personality, and a woman of her words. She believes in turning her dreams into reality. She described Guinea's Nails and Bridal Studio as a makeup dreamland, and we absolutely agree. She's a perfectionist, lives her life to the fullest, and spreads an aura of positivity. She's also a very dear friend of mine. Over to you, Pooja. Pooja will be presenting the trophy of honor called Flotitude to you, Masoom. Flotitude stands for woman with attitude to rule the world with her terms and conditions. May now invite Pooja Tulli to take over, please. Pooja Tulli, over to you.
Thank you, Vicky Flo, for this opportunity. Our team at Vicky Flo takes immense pleasure in announcing our series, Plotitude, Empowered Women Empower Women, aimed at treasuring strong superwomen. We have with us one such woman who is an inspiration to many. We too relate to fashion, styling, and blogging on a very personal level. We are very excited for this informative session where we can learn and uplift each other. I request IT team to please present the virtual trophy to Mrs. Masoom Minawala. But once the COVID situation gets over, we will surely send to you in person. Thank you so much. Over to you, Mannat.
Thank you, Pooja.
Thank you, Pooja. Thank you so much. May now invite Rashi, a very dear friend of mine, to moderate and initiate the session with Masoom. Rashi, over to you, dear.
Hi everyone. Our guest today is such a vibrant person that it is digitally and verbally impossible to describe her. She is the perfect amalgamation of style, fashion, creativity, and a beautiful balance between married and career life. She has such a humble and charming personality that it is so heartwarming to see that someone has achieved so much at such a young age. She is the CEO of fashion portal Miss Style Fiesta and is the leading Indian fashion influencers with over 8 million followers. So, guys, let us sit back and take a quick peek into this beautiful world of Masoom Minawala. IT team, can you please play the video?
I'm ambitious, fun loving, and a firm believer in the law of attraction. I adore sharing my style stories with the world, traveling, reading, and dancing. My favorite color is pink, and my favorite food is Indian and Italian. I'm Masoom Minawala, and now you know me better. I'm ambitious, fun loving, and a firm believer in the law of attraction.
Welcome, Masoom. It's so great to have you amongst us.
Thank you. Thank you for all the lovely introductions. That's extremely kind of all of you. Thank you so much for the digital trophy. I know in these times it takes so much effort to put things together like this, and you guys, as always, always exceed expectations. So it's an absolute pleasure and honor to be here, and I'm very excited to speak to all of you.
So, Masoom, from bagging the India's Best Luxury Fashion Bloggers Award to walking the red carpet in Cannes and attending the Milan Fashion Week, which is like the dream for most of us, could you share with us your journey from this football player to this great fashionista? How did it happen?
Yes, absolutely. I think, now when I look back, it almost seems so surreal. And so it seems like I've kind of, there have been so many different lifetimes in this one lifetime. I remember in school, I was, yes, as you mentioned, I was a football player. But I always had this inclination towards fashion, that kind of, um, it was like this silent sort of push and pull that I feel like a lot of us might have. We have this passion for dressing up. We really enjoy it, and we want to do something with it, right? So the way I kind of wanted to first find out whether is this really something I want to spend the rest of my life working in as an industry, I started playing around with different internships. And at one of these internships, which was with the brand house of French Connection and Calvin Klein, I actually discovered the world of blogging. And from that first day, so that was about the 10th of December, 10 years ago is when I started my blog, and this 10th of December is when I complete 10 years. It's been a very exciting journey. I think it kind of just grew as a passion and as a hobby. I didn't really have too many expectations from it. I didn't I didn't want to commercialize it from the beginning because I was very young and I was studying at that time. So I wanted to get my education out of the way. And yeah, I think for anyone that's been following me has kind of been a part of my such an active part of my journey. You guys have seen me grow, and that's why I always say, I don't have followers. I have readers and I have a community, which is my digital family, because we've grown together. I always love to respect that.
Yeah. Masoom, that's one interesting journey. So there's one thing called passion and its other counterpart is profession. And you just mentioned fashion blogging was your passion. So when did you decide to make your passion your profession and monetize it? Now, this is particularly for our upcoming bloggers who would love to know, can blogging be a real career and how does one make money by it?
So I can personally vouch for it that blogging can make for a very flourishing full-time career. Um, the kind of monetary gain that is currently present in the industry is boundless. And that's how I predicted being also for the next 5 to 10 years at the minimum. So if we have any aspiring content creators amongst us today, I would aggressively push you towards blogging. It's a great job. It's if you love fashion and you love content creation, because only if you love fashion but you don't love content creation, blogging is not for you, because it needs to be a very fair balance of both these things. But if you think you can enjoy doing both of them, because to have a fulfilling career, we have to find something that we love doing. So I think step one would be actually finding out whether you love it or not. And that's what I did with my internships. That's why I kind of let it be a fashion passion for a couple of years until I decided to monetize it. So to answer your question, I was actually just taking that time to figure out that, okay, do I want to put my time and energy into actually monetizing this? Or or is it not for me? But if I didn't try and if we don't start, we'll never really know, right? So before blogging, so blogging is one part of my life that, let's just say, the world and the internet kind of knows about, and they know that it was my passion and it's something I've turned into a very successful business. But there are actually so many other parts of me that no one really knows about that have been passions that I have given a chance to try out, but I never converted it into a business because I just didn't enjoy it enough. And I would love to actually share that with you guys, because there's a lot about me that you can find on the internet in videos and in interviews. But I'd love today that I can share with you something that kind of goes beyond that. So,
Yes,
uh,
totally. Love
yes,
that.
yes. So, for example, I was very enthusiastic about art, and I absolutely I loved painting and I loved graphic art. And I found that I was able to do it for hours at an end. And I really wanted to pursue it. So I took up an art course in Bombay in Rachna College of Arts, which is one of the best colleges for architecture, and very known for its creative subjects. And I took it up and I absolutely hated it. So but it's just that I tried. I gave it 6 months of kind of foraying into it on my own. Then I gave it 6 months of doing a professional course in it, and I absolutely hated it. I also had another similar stint with photography, where I thought I was really passionate about it. I convinced my family to, buy me a camera. My grandfather, in fact, to buy me a camera. I did like a 1 month course, and then I was like, you know what, this is not for me. And then I found that, with blogging, and in fact, all of this was happening while my blog had started. But I didn't know blogging was kind of it for me. And I feel like this question arises very, very often, that how do you know what your calling is, right? How do you know that you should just dive into something head first and just make it your career? And I didn't know, even with blogging, I didn't know for the longest time. But then I kind of knew that, okay, so these are the things I'm really enjoying, right? I do enjoy art, I do enjoy creativity, I do enjoy photography, and fashion was kind of the reigning like superpower to all of this. And then like one fine day I kind of realized that actually blogging does consist of all these things.
Yeah. A creative person is a creative person in all these fields, I think. That's what I get to know with you.
Yes, yes,
Art and all these things. So a creative person will find his or her way. So guys, if you're still thinking about it, time to jump in. Must we come
yes.
across these terms like blogger, Instagrammer, influencer? So are they different or they're synonymous to one another?
So currently they're synonymous. They weren't synonymous a few years ago, but with internet trends, they keep changing, they keep evolving, and you have to keep up. So when I started off, I was a blogger because there was no Instagram. Right now, on the internet, and as the internet as a phenomenon, Instagram is pretty much your strongest platform for any creator out there, uh, for fashion. If you're looking at other categories, you have YouTube also, which is a very strong platform. But for fashion, Instagram is currently ruling. This might change overnight, this might change next month, but
Good.
as of now, it's this. So pretty much all fashion influencers are also Instagrammers. No one really reads blogs anymore, so all bloggers are now influencers. It's all kind of
Yeah,
mixed up.
it's all we do, yes. So thanks for that insight. Now, talking specifically about Instagram, which is your forte, could you tell us a little bit more about your demographic and how does this mysterious Instagram algorithm work? And how does one increase the engagement post ratio? I've asked you this technical question, but I don't even know what it means. Actually, I've asked you, I don't even know what I've asked you.
No, don't worry. No, this is actually part of my daily life, so I'm very, very well versed with it. But um so this is actually currently a time where Instagram, in its current algorithm, is really pushing new creators. So in fact, they're not pushing people like me who have an established following. And that is the reason for the birth of Reels, which is Instagram's new sort of a content platform within Instagram itself. And via Reels, what they're trying to push is they're trying to push new and budding creators with smaller following. So it's a great time for somebody to, get started, because you have the support of the platform right now. Whereas I currently don't have the support of the platform, but I have the support of my community, so it doesn't really affect me. Um, so as for the current algorithm, the only thing that they care about right now is Instagram Reels. If people are consistently and constantly creating real content, Instagram is pushing it. With Instagram algorithm, this is all I can see at the moment, because they keep changing it. So every couple of months, it's a completely different subject that they're kind of putting weightage on. There are some memes going around about like likes are not important anymore, saves and shares are important. But I work closely with the Instagram team directly, and they absolutely deny this information. But the one thing they do confirm is it's all about reels. So if any of you are aspiring content creators, I'd say focus on that. Coming to the whole engagement and increasing your post per engagement, I would, this is the way I have done it all my life, and it's worked for me, and this is why I would love to share it. If you read articles online, they might be very different from what I'm about to say right now, but this is from my personal experience. The most important thing, especially in a country like India, because once again, these things differ from country to country, especially in a country like India, is what kind of community can you build with your content? Because we have such a diverse country that sometimes we don't need those thousands and millions of followers. If we can have just 5,000 followers, for example, if we can have just 5,000 followers, but they are, say, of a larger income value, they come from, they're people with deeper pockets, then that is something that would appeal a lot more to a brand or a client. So it
Totally.
doesn't always matter what your numbers really are or how many likes you're getting. It's really about that connection with your community. Today, when you talk about something, it's very important that your community is going to, um, they respect what you say, they listen to you, and they understand it, but they also accept it. They don't kind of fight everything you're saying, but they look forward to your recommendations. And I think that is where I place all my energy. I want to build a relationship with my community. I don't chase the likes. But it's very, to be honest, it all comes together, right? You have a community. If you want to build a good relationship with them, you are going to give them, you are going to create content that they like. How do you know what content do they like? One, you ask them what content they like. And two, you see from your content which content has performed well. If it's performed well, means your audience loves it, and you create more content like that. And so it's very simple. So even though I'm saying I don't focus on likes, if I'm following this pattern, the engagement kind of continues to come in.
Perfect. So that was good information for a newbie like me. Now, Masoom, we have a fantastic video on what goes on behind making a perfect Instagram video. Let's play that for our audience. IT team, can you please play the video?
Here's what goes on behind the scenes of a photo shoot to get that perfect fashion photo or video you see so often on Instagram. Step 1 is choosing an outfit I love that is in sync with my personal style and meets certain quality standards. Step 2 is decoding the beauty look to match the outfit and mood we're trying to achieve. Step 3 is trying on different accessories to see which fits best with the look. Step 4 is a frame check, which is a trial shoot with my photographer to check which setting works best, given the visual vibe we've ideated. Step 5 is when my assistant in turn does last minute hair touch ups or outfit tucks in the final setup. Step 6 is when I center myself, get into my shoot zone, and strike a million different poses until we nail that final shot. Here's what goes on.
Okay, so now this was great information presented in such a stylish way. Masoom, in your videos, we come across so many budding Indian designers that we usually won't know of otherwise. So that's a great non-profit initiative undertaken by you. So my question to you is, if an upcoming fashion designer wants to have an association with you or an influencer of your caliber, how does one go about it?
So I think the best way to reach out to any content creator influencer is always through email. I would kind of try email and DM. Some influencers respond to DM, some don't. But email is a short way of being connected to their team. Um, so, I mean, the typical format is a designer reaches out to an influencer's team. The influencer's team will revert with prices according to what their community is, how many followers they have, etc. But even in case you're not looking to pay, I think you're still introducing yourself to that influencer. And I think even if you send out an email saying, in case you don't have budget and you want to kind of you want the influencer to wear something, but you're not ready to invest into the influencer marketing side of it yet, maybe you can just send out an email to an influencer saying, um, this is my brand and I'd love to introduce it to you, attach photos, attach your Instagram page, and maybe offer a gift. I think that's a great way
That
of,
was a gift.
yeah, yeah,
This
that's a
gift.
great way of kind of interacting with the influencer. Every influencer works very, very differently. Like, for example, I'm currently not accepting gifts from any brands because um, I'm in this phase where I'm trying to kind of reduce
With
my
clothes also now. Probably flooded with clothes now, the kind of content you create.
Yeah, and because I haven't come to India in so long, there's so much stuff with me which logistics kind of get hard. So for example, it really depends on what phase the influencer is in. But I mean, obviously this is like on the down low. Don't quote me on this, but I know a lot of influencers accept gifts, and I know a lot of influencers like receiving gifts. Especially when their outfits, Indian outfits are usually above a certain price range. When you're giving a gift like that, I'm sure if you do it with good packaging, write a personalized note to the influencer, they're most
Who
likely.
doesn't like gifts? Yeah, ask us. I mean,
Yeah,
no woman can refuse a gift. Yeah. So great.
absolutely.
And now we're talking about pocket-friendly designers. Could you please mention some few Western designers as well? Because whenever we go, especially me, go out shopping, I would pick up Mars, Sandro, self-portrait, come back, and I realize now our wardrobe is again filled with those.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
spend the
absolutely.
money, but there's no variety. And don't worry, we won't quote you on print. You can please mention few. हम सबका money बच जाएगा.
Rashi, she's being recorded for the records. No, don't worry. Just joking.
No,
Thank
no,
you.
I would love to share. So, I've actually done this entire list on budget Indian designers, but in Western wear. And I think their stuff is just fabulous. So I'll name some from the top of my head. Saksha and Kini, such beautiful stuff. Mero, the label. Uh, Wim by
Mero,
Purvi.
I'm just jotting them down.
Yeah, so I've done an entire list on it, and I'd be happy to share it with you. And you guys can also share it on your WhatsApp groups with
Perfect.
all the other lovely ladies, so you guys can refer to it. It's all under a certain price range, so it'll be much easier to kind of curate and look at that.
So the first one you mentioned
Meher
was
Bolo,
Sacha and
Saksha and
Tom.
Kini. Saksha and Kini.
Perfect. I could literally visualize everyone jotting down the names, and I jotted them down too. Thank you personally for that, Masoom. So now COVID has taught us all to be Atmanirbhar. On this note, we have a video which perfectly fits the bill. IT team, can you please play the video?
Here's what I use to create content at home all by myself. 1. I use a selfie light with an inbuilt tripod which is super easy to set up. The height is adjustable so it gives me flexibility with my frames and angles. 2. A camera remote. This one is a real lifesaver because with it I don't need to bribe my husband or family to ever take photos and videos of me. I can always do different poses by just clicking and shoot from a distance. 3. With transitions being a massive trend at the moment, a marking tape really helps identify my position, go quickly change my outfit, and then easily relocate that same position and continue shooting. 4. I always plan out each shoot in advance with my team, and we always prepare a document with all the information needed, which makes the entire shoot process so much more organized and easier. 5. Lighting is everything. I love to shoot with natural light, so I ensure that I schedule my shoots accordingly. 6. Some apps are just a lifesaver when it comes to shooting on your own. I love InShot for editing videos and voice memos for recording my voiceovers. 7. I always choose and pre-plan my looks days before the shoot and keep my outfits ironed in advance to save time and be prepared while shooting. I hope these tips were useful for you. Happy shooting!
Masoom, we love you in all your videos. You're
Thank
elegant
you
yet
so much.
Your elegant yet fun and lively transition from one outfit to another is a treat for everybody's eyes. Amateur Instagrammers like me would also love to make Masoom Minawala style transition videos. So you have to please help us.
Absolutely.
Starting with, could you tell us like 5 brands of ring light that we can buy? Could you name 5?
I actually don't know 5 from the top of my head, but to be honest, in the video that you mentioned, once again, I've given links from Amazon India. So you don't need 5 brands. You can just pick that link and get that ring light.
Perfect. So guys, so please go back on the Instagram page, check Masoom's videos.
I
And
actually have my ring light right here. You can see it.
okay, yeah.
It works really well. I got this from Amazon UK, but I've given a similar, I found the same one in Amazon India, and I've put the link in that video. So once again, if someone can actually share it on the chat here, the video link, it's in the description. It's all given.
Shweta, can you do that?
Surely will
I'll
do so.
do that.
Yeah, we'll do that. Perfect. And also, Masoom, you've probably shown this app in Shorts or any other app. How do you attach the two videos seamlessly? You see a person doing this and the outfit changes, and this, and you see the whole transition. So, how do you do that? Do you explain?
Okay. Yeah. So basically, so when you're shooting, so this is, say, for example, my tripod is currently like this, right? So my
Yeah.
so my camera is kept. Can you guys see it? I
Yeah.
can't. You can see it, right?
Yeah.
So now, in case I'm standing here in one outfit, okay. So I'm standing here. I'm wearing a white shirt. I use my camera. This is my remote. This came with my tripod, but you literally get this on Amazon India as well. Again, the link for this product is in the description of the video that I mentioned, the equipment video. So okay, let's say I'm sitting right here. My phone is here. So I'm in this shirt. I go like whatever. I start. So I start the shooting. It starts shooting from here automatically. Then I'm doing something. I obviously try to put this away or in my pocket wherever I can. Now, for example, let's talk about the clothes pulling transition that everyone does, where they pull their shirt and then you're wearing something else underneath. Okay, so that's a very popular transition that's going around. So what I'll do is I'll show my outfit and then I'm just gonna pull it. Okay, and then obviously I'm right here in front of you. The video is still recording. I'll pause the video. I'll go back. I'll change into, say, this shirt right here, and I come back. Now, this one that I was wearing, I hold it in my hand. I press play because don't worry about that extra playing time. Like, feel okay. You can always cut and crop your videos later, right? Like, edit it later. So I hold the. So let me show you with this, right? So, say for example, this was a top that I was wearing. So I just hold it like on my chest and I go like this. So I'm kind of just faking it. I'm not actually, but when you sync the two videos, so all I do is I pull it out and I throw it. Like I literally, like I throw it like this on the floor. And I'd be like, and you also have to be surprised because you have to imagine like what your expression is going to be in the final video. So I go like, oh my God, like my outfit changed. And then whatever, like I'm happy to see my outfit change. Now, when you go onto the app, which is InShot, and you're editing it, it's just a very, very simple, you're just you're just cutting the video. So the first video that I took, okay, the first video I cut it to the, when I do this, I stop the video there. And I start the second clip when that other top is in my hand and I'm throwing it. So it very seamlessly is together. It actually doesn't involve any sort of high funda editing. It's just a simple, you trim the video from one side and the other video you trim from the front. And then when you join them, it's seamless.
Perfect. That was so much
I
fun.
hope it sounds really complicated, but I hope that kind of made sense.
Rocket science now here, huh? I can't wait to try this app. Something very interesting to do in my lockdown afternoons. I'll
Yes.
make one tonight and post it definitely.
Okay, amazing. I'm very excited to see it.
Yeah, perfect. I'll post it to you. So, Masoom, let's talk about your grand appearance at Cannes.
Yes.
The headlines read, along with the Bollywood actors, India quietly sends a new breed of celebrities to Cannes. What was your most memorable experience there?
I think all of it. I think just from, one of my most memorable experiences was actually just finding out that I would be walking the red carpet at Cannes. I think that was the most special of them all because, frankly, walking the red carpet is a 3-minute affair. So you're putting hours of stress and planning and planning and planning, and you're just on the red carpet for, forget 3 minutes, you're on the red carpet for like 60 seconds, literally. So it's so much of a build up. But so I think my favorite moment would always be knowing that I had the opportunity to walk the red carpet.
Great. So, Masoom, you've accomplished such amazing paid partnerships with the most illustrious brands like Chanel, Fendi, to name a few. Also, you've been invited to their shows. So, could you suggest our upcoming bloggers how to approach or collaborate with these high end brands?
So so the way I actually started working with luxury brands, because I've always been very, very inclined and very interested and fascinated with luxury, is I would kind of try to build a relationship with the brand team, right? But it's very important to understand that what do you have to offer to the brand team? If you are someone who's aspiring to work with them, what can you bring to the table to them? Do you have a community of readers that are luxury consumers? Number one. Two, luxury brands always look for very, very high, very, very editorial content. Is that something that you're able to create? These are two things that I would consider. I only started talking to luxury brands and approaching them after I knew that I could actually accomplish both. Because, quite frankly, it's best to kind of be aware what they're looking for, and this is pretty much what they're looking for. So when you think you're ready with this step, it would be a good idea to kind of and in India it's very easy to kind of find contacts of people that are working in the brands, and then through and through the person you're looking for is a PR contact. Whoever is managing or heading PR for that brand is the person that you need to talk to as an influencer or content creator.
Okay, so get in touch with the PR person. Or, yes. Good. So, Masoom, now let's rev up your energy and let's pep up for the fastest 5 round. I'm going to be throwing 5 questions at you and you have to answer very quickly. No time to think.
Okay,
Ready?
ready.
Okay, so what if an illustrious brand sends you a very atrocious outfit to wear? Will you wear it?
No.
Okay. Your favorite blogger?
um this is tough. I don't have any favorites. I'm just not a fan girl, to be really honest. So none.
Okay, so your competition, probably?
Myself.
Oh, perfect. Rate in order of sex appeal. Michele Morone from 365 Days, Bradley Cooper, Hrithik Roshan, Vicky Kaushal, or Ranbir Kapoor?
The 365 days guy. Um Ritik,
Yeah. Then you had Bradley Cooper.
Vicky and Ranbir at the end, and then Bradley Cooper after Ritik.
Perfect. So rate in order of style quotient. Priyanka Chopra, Natasha Poonawalla, Deepika, Sonam, Alia.
Um Natasha Poonawalla, because she's very OTT like me. Deepika, Priyanka, Sonam, and who was the fifth one?
Alia?
Alia. Yeah. Deepika, Sonam. Yeah.
Okay, so one person whose style quotient you detest or dislike in the industry.
Oh my god, this is tough. One person whose style quotient I detest. So I know this is a rapid fire, but the thing is, I actually don't. I hate to kind of judge people from their fashion dressing because I feel like it keeps evolving. So I there's no one style I really detest. To be really honest, I can't even think of anyone.
Yeah. Okay, so if you were to star in a movie, who would you love to star against?
Um, Meryl Streep.
Okay. And a hashtag or a tagline for Fiki Flow Ludhiana. That was the last one.
Aspire and inspire.
Oh, great. That was so cool. Very good. Okay, now a thing which is going to be useful for all fashionistas. Masoom is going to show us the staple pieces which everybody must have in their wardrobe. Over to you, Masoom. I'm very excited for this one.
Absolutely. Okay, so just gonna bend down and get this. So I have pulled out three pieces from my wardrobe that I think are absolute staples. One sec. Hi. So the first one is the top I showed you earlier, which is a nude shirt or a white shirt. They both have immense value in my wardrobe because I also love mixing Western and Indian clothes. So this is something that is an absolute staple. I love strong shoulders. This has it. But if you see my wardrobe, you will see at least like 30 kind of shirts and blouses like these in just whites and creams and nudes. It's something I absolutely love. I do love prints and colors, and I feel like this helps me to balance that look very well. My second item is actually a nude blazer. This one is from Zara. I like my blazers oversized. Um, it's very nice to kind of take from playtime to work time very quickly, so I really like it. And the third thing on my list is a black bag. Something I love top handles, but also has a chain. But I just find that like having a bag that is, a classic something, a color that a black is something that goes with absolutely everything, but it's a perfect size where you can move from day to night. This is an absolute like wardrobe staple.
Great.
And that's it.
That's it? Perfect. So now we all know what our next shopping trip should consist of, or your online shopping these days. So,
Yeah.
Masoom, but I must compliment you on your soft and soothing voice. Ever since I've started seeing your videos, I've tried to talk soft, but to no avail. And I know my husband and my kids will be very happy if I can talk soft, and that goes true for a lot of women here. So we
No, no, no,
always.
that's too kind.
So is it deliberate? Is it natural? How do you work on it? Now give us these tips. For a woman, it's very important to talk soft.
No, I actually don't think so. I think you can be loud, you can be soft, just be yourself. I feel like that's always been my funda in life, to just be able to accept myself however it is. My mom always makes fun of me because she thinks I talk too softly, and sometimes she can't hear me and it annoys her. But there was a phase in my life where I was a very loud person. So I feel like just embrace whoever you are, however you speak. The best version of ourselves is just when we embrace ourselves however we are.
So you were loud once, so we still have scope to change.
No, no, no.
Masoom, we see such amazing content and myriad of designers that you wear. How do you research brands all over the world?
Because this is my job, right? I'm so addicted to kind of finding new designers, finding new fashion. This is the reason I started blogging. And for as long as it's in my control, I don't want to lose sight of why I started. Which is to be able to share fashion with the world, new fashion, more interesting fashion. So I'm always on the hunt. On my Instagram, I'm always looking at my explore feed, looking for new designers, looking for new fashion style. I love Pinterest. So that will always be a part of the business.
Perfect. So Masoom, we all are very curious to know what a typical day in your week looks like.
Okay, so I shoot twice a week. So 2 days are shoot days. On shoot days, I don't communicate much with my family and friends. So they know that when I say I'm shooting, that means they're not going to call me for the rest of the day. Um, Everything is very, very pre-planned. Shoot days are very, very hectic for me because I don't like shooting more than twice a week. So on those 2 days, I try to cramp up everything I can. So my room is an absolute sight to see at the end of a shoot day. Like it is, I cannot even explain. On other days, I actually like to work only 4 days a week, and I like taking one day of the week off for myself, which is a day where I will either do lunch with my girlfriends, go for a massage, or literally just lie in my bed on Netflix. So one day is over in day off, 2 days are over on shoot days, and the other 2 days I work on. On those other 2 days, I pretty much maintain like a 9 to 6 sort of very strict like office routine where it's just me and my laptop and my phone and just like working on admin strategy, planning my content, talking to my team, delegating, stuff like that.
Perfect. So that's interesting, but a lot of work and all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. So how do you unwind and remain interesting every single time?
No, my day off, right? So I think I pretty much only work 4 days a week, and then 3 days on Friday. Friday is also a day I love taking off. So usually Friday, Saturday, Sunday I don't work, and I love to chill because I have decided that now that I've been doing it for 10 years, it's time to kind of start working smarter and not harder. And if I've invested so much time, energy, effort into this, I kind of just want to now take it easy, let my team do a lot of stuff. So yeah, it's all about working smarter right now.
We've been getting this question in the chat box.
Yes.
How big is your team, and do you use the service of any influencer agency, Masoom? So,
Yeah. So I don't use the service of an influencer agency. My manager has now started an influencer agency where she manages other talent as well. But it's still, for me, it's still my manager that I speak to, right? So it's not really an agency kind of concept. We're a team of 10. Yeah, and it's a lovely team, and it's taken years to find a team that's responsible, trustworthy, efficient. But I think I've probably in the best phase of team life ever.
great. Somebody is asking, Aman Sandhu is asking, which is the app which has the best face filters? Everybody wants to look pretty.
Um, so there is an app. There's Beauty Plus, which I'm sure you all know about. It's very common. I don't have Beauty Plus, but I've heard that it gives a lot of smoothing and stuff like that. I mean, if that's something that you want to opt for, then you should check it out. There's another one that I've heard of. What is it called? So by the way, I use this app called Teza to edit my photos, but that's not a face filter app. I don't like too much skin smoothing. So even though I work with professional photographers, I always edit my photos myself because I like very basic edits, and I'm not a big practitioner and preacher of face and skin smoothing and stuff. But I know there's Beauty Plus and there's Face app. Face app.
Face app, beauty app,
Yeah.
and test. Right. And also,
Face
Masoom,
app and Beauty Plus are for skin smoothing and beautifying, and then Teza is something I use for like the aesthetic. I love Teza.
Masum, if I may add, you don't need any smoothing. You are such a cute, lovely, pretty face. You don't need any smoothing.
Thank you so much. That's so kind of you.
and so beautiful and dainty like you are, like we can talk about your association with YRF jewelry. I've been seeing that it is so beautiful, such basics, pretty bracelets and neck pieces, and it reminds me of your personality.
Yes,
So,
it's
how
it's
did
called
that?
Y jewelry. It's called Y jewelry actually. So time and on and off, I do these capsule collections with brands because I do really enjoy like designing and creating pieces for my community. And yeah, it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. I don't have a necklace on me right now, but I love the pieces. I'm always pretty much wearing them. So yeah.
Yeah. So, Masoom, when you go to these events by these international brands, you do
Yes.
meet different content creators and fashion influencers worldwide. Do you perceive any difference in how they are paid and looked upon, or the treatment they get? Is there any difference?
Um, yeah, there is a very different sort of pay scale with European influencers, Indian influencers. But then it kind of just balances out because with European influencers, the number of collaborations are lesser. With Indian influencers, it's more collaborations on a monthly basis. So it kind of just evens out. I think India from the rest of the world is a very different culture, very different reactive kind of audience. They take, India is a country that takes celebrity culture way too seriously and they take it to heart. So, it has to be treated differently. And I think that's been a very interesting journey to learn and understand actually living in Europe, that India is just different from the rest of the world. You can compare other continents, but with India, you just have to treat it completely separately.
Okay, so that brings me to this question of uh, very important in today's time with the social media, because you've been so much on social media, everybody's on social media. The issue of mental health. You know, in the hindsight of all this, social media is a very grave and a serious issue of mental illness lurking in its shadow. One side of the coin is all appreciation, glamour, success, followers, whereas the other side of the coin is rejection, failure, trolling, criticism, stress to make new content, stress for followers, and that ultimately leads to mental health issues. So, what is your take on it?
So, like every job in the world, like every job has its pros and cons, right? And I think with the internet and anything to do with being an online personality is very tough on the mind, because a lot of internet personalities suffer from imposter syndrome, suffer from anxiety and depression, because you're but I think for me, the way I personally handle it, if I have to talk about it, is I have done a good job of separating my life from my work. So the person you see showing up on Instagram every day is I mean, I don't mean it in a bad way, but it's not Masoom the human, it's Masoom the blogger. And I've actually made it very clear to myself to be able to differentiate between the two. When you yourself are the brand, it becomes very confusing on an individual level. Or mentally, it's just like, okay, what am I supposed to? Should I be an influencer right now, or should I be a daughter right now? Should I be a wife? Can I just be myself? That gets really, really tricky, which is why, like, say for example, on weekends I don't post too much. After a certain time in the day I don't post too much, because I literally post in my working hours. I look at it like any other job that I would be doing, right? At this point of time in my life, I would be working, say, like a 9 to 6 job. Between 9 to 6 is when like I'm turned on to create content. Anything I see, I'll create content. I'll talk to my community. I'll post. I even refuse, like, even though my team tells me sometimes to post apart from these 9 to 6 timings, I refuse to do it, because it affects my lifestyle, where I have to take time off, because then you're just working non-stop, right? Because the internet never stops, the internet never sleeps, and that is when you're mentally kind of exhausted. But the way I do it is I just really strongly separate personal life and professional life, and yeah, that's just how I deal with it.
And you've also mentioned some gratitude exercises that you do, and thankfully, a lot of people are now becoming more and more aware of it.
Yeah,
And
so I'm very, very spiritually inclined, and that's something that kind of really helps. When you're having such a sort of tech first job, is to be able to switch off. I'm a strong believer in the law of attraction, so meditation, manifestations are daily practices for me.
yes, and I think during lockdown, everybody has spent time on their body and mind. Meditation, yoga.
Hi, I'm not sure if you can hear me.
Yes, Masoom, we can.
Okay.
I think there's some issue with Rashi's. Rashi, can you hear us?
I'll just tell her to correct it.
Sorry, network issue. This glitch. Uh, can you hear me? Just go on and on.
Yes, Rashi, we can hear you.
Can you hear me now? Perfect. Sorry, I don't know. I think I'm going to repeat what I said. Somebody had asked from the chat box. I think I can't get to my chat box. So, Masoom, thank you so much for a fantastic, insightful, fun evening. I've ticked marked so many boxes, so many takeaways. Thank you so much. I can go on and on with my questions, but there is a long list of women who still want to ask you their questions. So, I'm over to Ishweta.
Thank you, Rashi. Hi, Masoom.
Thank you,
It's
Rashi. Hi, Prata.
It's so good to have you amongst us today, Masoom. Ludhiana is indeed honored and privileged to have you. And trust me, my respect for you has increased manifold once you said that I don't have followers and I have a community and I have readers. Thank you, Masoom. We have audience waiting to ask their questions.
Absolutely.
So quickly, I'll call them one by one. So first one, we have our event sponsor, Pooja Tulli, who would like to ask a question. Over to you, Pooja.
Hi, Pooja. Sorry, Pooja, we can't hear you. I think you're muted. Yes, you're muted.
Hi, Masu.
Hi.
First of all, I would love to tell you I'm a die-hard fan of yours from years. And I really miss that flamingo dance of yours with your better half and your lovely picture of your favorite season, which is really viral these days. And you can ask me anything, I know everything about you as
Thank you
far
so
as the
much.
blogging is concerned.
Thank
Uh,
you.
I'm obliged with this. Coming to the question, our lives have gone from being glued to our television sets to our mobiles, tablets, and laptops. A major part of our day goes by swiping and scrolling through our phones. Your job as an influencer brings along a responsibility of posting entertaining yet informative content. The question arises, there's a thin line between not posting enough and posting too much about our personal lives. You seem to have figured out a way to strike that balance. Is there a specific process which you follow to decide what you post?
Yes, absolutely. Thanks for your question. We're actually, so my team and I work very meticulously on figuring out what we're going to post through the week. Um, the thing with me is that my family plays a very, very important role in my life. And I come from a joint family, and we're extremely close knit, and they really impact my life on a daily basis. So for me, when I'm sharing anything, when I'm sharing any sort of my values or even any insight that I'm sharing, it kind of always goes back to them. So I do end up sharing quite a bit of that. But I think what people misunderstand is that what you see on Instagram is not my life, right? So even though I'm sharing personal stuff, I'm still just sharing the rosy moments. I'm not really um, sharing anything else. And a good way that we kind of internally balance that is we make sure that 85% of my content is fashion and lifestyle focused, because that is what the job requires. And then 15% is what I give myself the free space to kind of play around with.
And thank you so much.
You're welcome. Hi. I would request Mrs. Vandana Verma to present her second question.
Hi, Masoom. Your journey was very inspiring. It is amazing you're too enterprising at such a young age. I wanted to ask, what is your favorite thing about being a content creator?
Thank you for your question. I think my favorite thing is truly my community. Just kind of having like a digital family that I've built over the years is so heartwarming. It's like having so many friends around the world, right? I think that will always be the most special part of this journey. But another thing is also my favorite part is that I get to do every single day something that I absolutely love, and that is just so rare in this world. And I think that's a feeling that I kind of hold on to every day.
Thank you, Masoom. Thank you, Vandana. Now, may I please request Mansha Sharma to kindly ask her question. Over to you, Mansha.
Yeah, hi Masoom. It's so
Hi.
nice to have you here.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
So you have started this campaign of support Indian designers in pursuit of promoting the small brands, and the platform has helped so many small brands to showcase their talent. So I personally have a label of Western clothing, Mademoiselle. I would like to ask you for suggestions as to how we small business holders should take our brand further. Thank you.
Sure. That's a great question. So actually, that's a good idea. Maybe I should do a video on this.
Yeah.
So thanks for that. But there's tons of ways, but So are you asking from like the sales angle or the marketing angle?
Like both, like like the support Indian designers, the hashtag, I feel sometimes when I'm just looking for some stuff, I go on the hashtag and just look. There's so many brands. We like, it's, you've created a platform and so many of us can just go there and browse.
Oh, I'm so happy to hear that. That literally like I'm so happy that you find that useful. So something that I would recommend is like kind of obviously having a very, very strong social media and digital presence, because that is the most important thing for a brand right now. Creating great content. If there's a way that you can actually attach a face to your brand, hopefully yourself, that really helps people bind a much stronger connect to a brand versus seeing models. So if that's something that you're okay doing, that really helps in building the brand. Kind of just elevating, using your Instagram to tell your brand story through videos. Like I would really recommend any like emerging brand out there really use video content. Like pictures are the thing of the past. It's all about video now, and use that to showcase your pieces. Like one influencer that I love is Amrita Thakur from Delhi. You guys should check out her work, and I love how she actually promotes her brand, because she just wears the pieces, puts on her camera on her tripod, and then she's just talking about what the piece is like, and it really helps to build that connect. So that's something that I would recommend. From the sales angle, I think something that really works very well in India is just pop-ups, exhibitions, trunk shows. I think that's a great way of actually understanding your consumers, seeing what they're reacting to, get feedback from them. It's a great way to build an emerging brand. These are a couple of points, but I hope this was helpful.
Thank you so much, Masoom.
Definitely, Masoom. That was a wonderful takeaway for all the new designers on building their brand image. Thank you, Mansha. Can I have Mrs. Garima Agarwal to present her next question?
Hi, Masoom.
Hi, Garima.
Yeah. So, Masoom, you mentioned that you're your own biggest competition, and that's yeah, because you always want to up your game and you want to get better at it. So, I have two questions regarding that. Firstly, anyone who's in the creative field, I think you have so many sources of inspiration that you come across so many ideas. You probably have like a million ideas and you implement maybe 5 to 10% of them. Okay, and then there is that thing, you may see someone online doing the same thing, or of course there's like blatant copying or plagiarism. So how do you handle that?
I personally I'm not very offended by copying and plagiarism, because I just think it's the best form of flattery. I don't mind it. If I'm putting my work out there for the world to see on the internet, I mean, there is going to be some plagiarism that's going to happen, and I just absolutely have to accept it. If people are not going to get inspired by my work, then I'm not doing something that's good enough for them to be inspired by. So I'm happy to I'm happy to have people recreate my stuff. I'm not a big I don't really fret over it much.
Thank you, Masoom. Thank you, Garima. Now, may I please request Mansi Goel to come forward and ask a question, please? Over to you, Mansi.
Yeah. Hi, Masoom.
Hi, Mansi.
I'm a fashion stylist myself, and I love the way you dress up. It's like minimalistic, less is more. I've always seen that with you, and I totally love it. And
Thank you.
your wedding, all throughout, I was like looking forward. I'm sure we all enjoyed your wedding, had so much fun looking at, eagerly waiting for all your looks and everything. So, and it was even recognized by Vogue, I assume. So I just wanted to ask you that, was it a big turning point in your career?
Yes, absolutely. It definitely was a big turning point, because I think the idea was revolutionary. And I think with India, weddings are just such a big part of our lives. It's something that,
Exactly.
whether you're married or not, it's just something that it's very connected to our culture. And I think that, kind of played out really well. I also think it really helped me build a very strong connect with you guys. Just the
Yeah,
fact that you remember, and just the fact that you were with me today, Mansi, through a very, very big, important day of my life, is obviously just brings us closer, right? So it really helped
yeah,
me with my community to build that stronger connect.
great. It was amazing.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, Masoom, before I pass on this question to someone else, I'm so curious to know, for an amateur blogger, how does she fuel her wardrobe? Likewise, clothing you said may be sponsored by designers. Can we say the same for luxury brand items also? Like, with every new outfit, a girl needs a new fashionable bag, footwear, accessories. So, does it actually blogging turn out to be profitable avenue in the end?
So, I mean, frankly, for me, I've kind of never stepped out and really shopped to create content as such. When I started blogging, I was just using everything that was in my wardrobe, right? And if you actually think about it, we have so many clothes. Like, we have so many clothes that are like from just our life itself. So that's something that, and I think today with sustainable fashion playing a very important role, it's really important to focus on kind of rewearing the stuff that we have, reinventing it. Today, being a blogger or influencer, you're also being a leader of sorts, right? You're leading a conversation, you're leading an opinion. It's very important to share the importance of rewearing, restyling, reinventing. So that's a good play to take on it. But I mean, when I started off, I would literally like wear my mom's stuff, wear my bhabhi stuff, wear my grandmom's saris. Like I would just, go all out. I don't think fashion blogging is really about like, it's not so much about showing different bags every day. I think it's more about the sentiment of fashion and how you can share that sentiment with a community that's online. So I don't think that should be much of a hassle. And once you build a certain following, you can always approach brands to source, which is they will lend you clothes for your shoots, and you can always return them. And that's what a lot of young budding creators do, and I've seen it. Like one of our family brand is called the Kai Store, which is we do vegan, sustainable footwear, very comfortable. And we've seen there are so many emerging content creators that reach out to us on Instagram, literally saying, can you send us a pair of shoes? We'd love to style and we'd return it. And as a brand today, that's so beneficial because we also get content, right, in exchange. So we're more than happy to do it. So this is kind of gives you an idea from both the ends, from the influencer end as well as from the brand end.
Wonderful. So, all the ladies, do not empty your pockets this Diwali. Rediscover your wardrobe.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Masoom. I would like to request Stuti Jain to please present her question. Stuvi?
Aina, I guess she's not there.
All right.
Let's just wind up the question answer round. I'm from Masoom must be tired. Aina, please present the vote of thanks.
All right. Sure. Wow, Masoom, you just spill the beans on how to become a head turner in a crowd. Today's session was truly so insightful on fashion, trends, and style. We can't be thankful enough to you for all your valuable time and tips. We would like to present to you a green certificate. The idea behind the green certificate is that in Flow, we believe in creating permanent, lasting memories. Hence, we plant a tree in the name of our esteemed guest of honor, and this green certificate is a testimonial to it. I would request the IT team to kindly show the green certificate for Masoom, please.
Thank you so much. This is
Thank you,
lovely.
IT. Thank you so much, Masoom. Rashi, you moderated and curated the interaction so intuitively. We would like to present you a green certificate as well. The IT team, can you please show the green certificate for Rashi?
Thank you, Rashi.
Thank you so much. It was totally my pleasure.
We can't thank Pooja Tulina for sponsoring the event. I would like to request the IT team to show the green certificate for Pooja.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Pooja.
And so thankful to our FICCI Flow chairperson, Mrs. Mannat Kothari, for curating such an interesting session and conversation with Masoom Minawala. And if Garima is there online, I would like to invite her, the one who is the brain behind this event, to speak a few lines. Garima?
Hi, sorry, I'm working alongside. so I'm in my kitchen.
That's okay, Garima. That's okay. But thank you so much, Garima, for curating the whole event. It was your brainchild.
No, no, not at all. It was such a pleasure to have her.
No, thank you so much. It was my pleasure.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much, Masoom. Can't get over this conversation with you. I think I'm going to dream about you whole night.
No, but thank you so much and have a lovely day, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you for being such a wonderful audience, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Thank you, all of you, for joining in. Rashi, you were brilliant. And Kaur, if Pooja can see you all, can you show the stole that you're wearing?
Yes,
Radhika,
I'm there.
Can you
Pooja, thank you so much for this beautiful stole. I loved
Thank
it.
you so much. There is